Welcome back. Yet another tornado has ripped through KwaZulu-Natal, this time near Bergville in Drakensberg. On Tuesday, a tornado wreaked havoc at New Hanover in KwaZulu-Natal's Midlands. So far, 16 people have been killed in weather-related incidents in the province this month. For more on the Bergville tornado, we are joined via telephone by Showan Marescia, joining us on the line. Showan, good evening. Tell us about what you witnessed.
Good evening to you, Aldrin, and good evening to your viewers, and thank you for having me on your show. Well, at approximately 12 p.m. today, I was heading home from my office, which is just around the corner from my residence. And as I was approaching my garage to park my vehicle, I noticed there was this tornado in progress about 3 to 5 kilometers away from me. And honestly, Aldrin, in that moment in time, I couldn't really believe my eyes that, there was a tornado right in front of me. It just took a few seconds to actually process. And then what I did was I then proceeded to jump out of my vehicle and I started recording the event. And Aldrin, what really amazes me about this phenomenal event was that there was no warning of an imminent tornado. The weather was calm, and really there was no warning of any kind. Yeah, that there was something building up.
Yeah. So you witnessed this from a couple of kilometers away. Do you know of anyone who may have been injured in that storm or the tornado?
Eldon, what I did was after the tornado had subsided, I took a drive around the area just to make sure that everyone was safe, and maybe to perhaps capture more images and stuff. But unfortunately, it just happened over a matter of like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and luckily it was in a vacant field. So there was no injuries that were reported as far as I know.
Listen, I've never seen a tornado, so I'd like you to describe for us what you saw when you got to the place where the tornado was wreaking havoc.
Eldon, really to describe this event, it's really a once in a lifetime thing. Basically, as I was approaching, you just see the clouds in the sky turning around in a circular motion. And while you're still watching this whole event unfolding, a funnel starts appearing out of the clouds. And within the next few minutes, it just drops down from the sky, and it circles down and starts touching the ground, and you just see the dust and things being lifted up from the ground.
And the destruction that it left behind?
Like I say, it only touched the ground. It was it wasn't a full blown tornado. It was touching the ground in certain places, so it only made landfall maybe about 3 or 4 times. So there wasn't really any destruction, and it happened in an open field, fortunately. Yeah. So there was no residents or there was no people around that area. So no real destruction. Yeah.
So you spoke earlier on about looking into the sky and there were no warning signs whatsoever. But what do you think about the warning signs that should have been coming from government at least? Do you think that was sufficient?
Eldrin, really, I think, if you've been following social media recently, and, it's been really disappointing in terms of our warning systems from, I'm afraid to say maybe the South African weather services and things, maybe they are not equipped enough to give us warning of these events and things. But really, in future, they really need to look at putting measures into place of warning people and forecasting, so that we can evacuate, crowded areas and residential areas and things, for future.
Were there any fears amongst your community?
Where I'm staying right now, there is a construction site near me, and the construction workers, as I drove up, I could see that they were all fixated on this event. And when I jumped out of my vehicle, I could hear them all, screaming, and you could see that there was this whole atmosphere of fear and things that were instilled in them. And really phenomenal, really terrifying, phenomenal, amazing to really experience something like this in person. Yeah,
and devastating at the same time. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. And I have to say that you're really brave.
Thank you, I much appreciated.